Good morning. This is Don the Idea Guy of DonTheIdeaGuy.com. I help business owners and independent business people come up with great ideas that they can put into action. I'll help them if they need to put them into action as well to generate business and more business, more interesting customers, and work on more interesting projects. What do you need ideas for today? Just reach out to me at DonTheIdeaGuy.com and let's strike up a conversation. Hey, this is Friday, October 28th, and it is episode 34 of Running Through My Mind. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm doing these weird pauses, and it's a radio guy. You know why? Because I finished up a podcast I was listening to this morning. I was listening to Chris Brogan's Owner's Mind podcast. And once it was over, I still had like another 3 or 4 minutes before I got to the office. So I turned the radio on, and that was the mistake. I heard a radio dude talking. So that's why all of a sudden I'm doing this with my voice. Make me stop, please. So today is Friday. We're doing the wrap up for the week. Lots of things running through my mind. Lots. What can I drill down into something that you might be interested in as well? One thing is chills, I say, I got as I was driving in, and about a quarter of the way here, my next book just came into my head. I've been working on this project for years, and I have the breakdown done. Like, I know the content, but I haven't figured out the context I was going to deliver it in. I keep going back and forth between being some sort of trite business fable or some sort of lesson versus just explaining the process intellectually. So I didn't know whether to kind of make a story out of it, build a story around it, or to just lay out the facts and say, here it is. And I think I found the angle on the fable I like. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like the business fables? I mean, a lot of them just get knocked out of the ballpark, like Who Moved My Cheese? And all of John Gordon's books. I love John Gordon's books. And he always has kind of this narrative that goes through. And I mean, if you read 4 of them, it might start to feel a little redundant because you could almost switch out some of the characters in some of the books with each other, but the standout ones are just so good. The Shark and the Goldfish just rocks. And I want to call it the Attitude Bus. Can't think of the name. The bus. What is it? Is it the Attitude Bus? I don't know. That one. I love that one. So I'm not sure. I think this could work as one of those stories. I'm going to have to break it down this weekend. But as I frequently tell people, if you start at the end, like if you know what the ending's going to be, then you can work your way backwards. And I had found myself stuck in the middle someplace, like maybe a quarter of the way through on the fable side of it. Like I knew why the one character was going to go talk to the other character, but I just couldn't figure out the context. So I think I nailed it. And not only think I nailed it, I think I came up with like the closing line of the book. And when that went through my head, like I got chills. So literally the goosebumps and the hair stood up on my arms. So I'm all set with that. What else? I was talking to somebody else last night. I had a late brainstorm at the end of the day, and the concept focused around how could they get more representatives for their product. They allow independent dealers to represent their products. And I was faced with another opportunity to share that kind of lesson of changing the context of the question. So you might be working on a problem and you're just racking your brain on, let's use their situation of how do you find more people out there that will resell your product. And that's not really the question. That's not the only question a brainstorm can help you answer, because you might come at that answer at a different angle, at least the end goal. So if you want to find more people to represent your products, to go out and sell your products in the marketplace. What you're really looking for is how can we sell more products? At its base, how can we sell more products? And that doesn't necessarily mean recruiting individuals to go sell those products for you. This company over the last couple of years has started selling their products online, and they have one resource that went from selling a couple $100,000 online to selling over $1 million of their product online. So my rebuttal to this question of how do we get more reps was, how do you get more websites to sell your products? Because if you can make that off of one, how many more of those can you find? And that led us down one path. And then another one was, where can we find reps in bulk? Instead of trying to seek out the one perfect person, where can we find groups of these people all at one time and pit them against each other to compete for the right to sell it, the authorization to sell it? So we came up with a decent number of ideas in our hour together, and I think more ideas will pop into our heads over the next couple of days, as they tend to, as we enter the percolation phase of brainstorming, as I like to call it, beanstorming over coffee. So that technique is just reframing. Just reframe the question you're asking. The problem is you've been living with that same question for so long, you're having a hard time of thinking of any other question. So I always encourage bouncing around ideas with somebody else outside of your field. There's a lot of value that people bring in from the other experiences they've had. We are the sum of our actions and experience. We can basically predict what we're going to do based on what we did in the past. If we know a lot about a person's background, we can predict what that person's going to do next or where that person's going to go next. Typically, pretty good odds based on what they did before. And if you're working in the same company year after year, dealing with the same problems year after year, all your solutions start to look the same. So bring in somebody from the outside. I humbly submit my name for a person that you might bring in from the outside. I like to call my sessions beanstorming because I come up with ideas over coffee. If you're interested in hiring me for, just for an hour session like my client did last night, you can find out more at dontheideaguy.com/brainstorming. And speaking of beanstorming and idea percolation, let's talk about the coffee this morning. Just take a minute to share some product info from my sponsor, Dripjoy Coffee. I think we're finishing out our second week with them as a sponsor, and it's been a lot of fun. I've had a chance to sample their coffee several different times now, the 4 different blends that I got from them. And I had actually started out with one called Morning Joy, and I latched on to the other favorites, the stronger blends, the darker and medium roast that I really, really loved. And I thought, you know what? I need to go back and give Morning Joy another chance because it was the one I thought I was going to like best because it was a light to medium roast. And then as I tasted the richer coffee flavor of the other ones, man, I just latched onto those and I kept cycling through those, and they were great. I really loved them. So I went back to Morning Joy this morning, and I actually like it better the second time around. The first time, I'm not sure what I expected. Pause for another drink there. I think I expected Morning Joy to be akin to Caribou. If you've had Caribou coffee in your town, they were my absolute favorite coffee. I love their default medium roast blend, their light to medium roast blend. I love those, and their K-Cup versions were really good too. And the local Caribou's closed, but I could still get a hold of the K-Cups occasionally at the local grocery store. Dripjoy's nice because their Morning Joy blend is actually a little milder than Caribou, and I don't have to worry about finding them in a store because Dripjoy will mail them to me. They're a subscription-based company. But this morning on my second go round with tasting Morning Joy is I picked up deeper flavors in there, and I don't know if that's because I was tasting the richer flavors of the darker blends, and then now I had the back to the lighter blend. So even though it was more subtle, more of the flavors emerged. But the first couple of sips, I got caramel. I absolutely tasted caramel, and then about the third or fourth taste, and then the rest of the way to the office, nutty. I'm tasting nuts. Not like a hazelnut. Not even sure. It's just kind of a nutty caramel coffee. So almost like Snicker bar, maybe. Not as chocolatey as a Snicker bar. Payday, but not salty. But man, it's not peanuts. Maybe almond? Maybe almond. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe almond. I'm not a coffee connoisseur by any means, just talk about the stuff I like, and I've gone down this rabbit hole a little long. But if you want more information on their blends, check out dontheidea.com/dripjoy, and would love to do a beanstorm with you, maybe sharing some drip joy. So if you sign up with them, shoot me an email, let me know. Maybe we can schedule a time to jump on the phone call for a free mini beanstorm if you bought through my link, dontheidea.com/dripjoy. Hey, that's all for Friday. Get together with somebody this weekend over coffee and bounce around some ideas with them. They're going to bring, no matter who they are, as long as they're from a different industry, a different experience, talk to them about projects that you want to work on. Let them talk about the projects they want to work on, and bounce around ideas on how you can help each other put those into action. Because if you have one idea and they have one idea and you trade ideas, you're not left with still one idea each. I mean, when you share an idea with somebody else, if I have an idea and you have an idea and we share that idea with each other, we both walk away with 2 ideas minimum. So get together with somebody and brainstorm. That's it. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back on Monday for a new week of episodes. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye.